Hey guys, Anthony here. It is Thursday, August 14th, 2025 at about 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time. I'm out and about with the doggies, Teddy and Charlotte. You see them right there. We're hanging out. We just went and get a coffee at a local coffee place called Sweetwater's. That's here in the town where I live. And I decided to park under a little shade tree here and sit down, let them hang out for a little bit, and while I have my coffee. We have gotten so much rain the last couple of weeks. I would say almost the whole month of August has been overcast and rainy and storms. Throughout this area, you know, the South Charlotte area into South Carolina, where I am. No major flooding or damage or anything out where I am, but in other parts of Charlotte and other parts of North Carolina, and I'm not sure with South Carolina, but other parts of North Carolina have been hit really hard. I saw, I think, some bad flooding in Tennessee as well this morning. I added one of my bug out bags to the van. It's right here underneath the Gorilla ladder that I just did a video on the other day. So that bag will stay in the van. I also have another one, a smaller one, that I take with me wherever I go. And it's good to have a couple bags, because if you have a passenger with you at a time of urgency or, you know, a need to get from point A to point B, you'll have the ability to service that individual as well, or that individual will have some supplies to get him or her through. Let me walk over here a little bit and show you guys where the heck we are. Whoa, just fell over the leash. I keep Teddy on a little tether here on the van. I've been doing that for years, and he's hanging out in the grass there. I've come to this plaza before. You guys have probably seen it. There's a big 14 cinemas over there. There's a local eatery that way. Up that way, more eateries, and then again up here, some regular stores, you know, different stores, beauty salons and stuff, some more eateries, and my favorite pizza place, Portofino's, is up that area. And then back here is more parking lot. Then it goes into like a wooded area, and then there's houses on the other side. And so I just parked under this shade tree here. Just show you in the lot, just to give you a little perspective where we are. And decided to just take a little break, take the dogs out for a little while. Last night our air conditioner went down, so I couldn't figure out what was wrong with it, but the tech came this morning. In the attic, the pan was backed up, and it shut the unit off. There's a switch up there that shuts the unit down. The unit was running outside. It just wasn't producing water, so I didn't want to go all crazy last night trying to figure out what it was, but our tech came this morning. That's fixed, so we'll have AC. You don't realize how important AC is until you get these, you know, really humid days here that we've had with the rain and the humidity. It's just been really bad. But yeah, I'm glad to have that fixed this morning. And so when after the tech left, I said, Teddy and Charlotte, let's go out and hang out for a little bit. And so give them some air. They're nice and cool in the shade. I've got some water for them right there. And so I thought I'd take you guys with me. I know I did a video a couple months back in the van in this area as well. But yeah, so much going on in the world. I've done my studies in the last couple of days. I've been in the book of Joshua. And yesterday, I read Joshua chapter 7, of which I'm going to talk about in a study. There's a guy that's mentioned in Joshua 7 named Achan, and he was disobedient to Yah, didn't listen to the command that was issued to Israel, telling them that they're in covenant with Yah and that they have to obey him and that he will lead them and guide them as long as they understand that they're in covenant and they must obey and do what he says, and then he would be with them. And so that went great for the Battle of Jericho, where everyone listened. But in chapter 7, when they were getting ready to attack Ai, there's a whole bunch of things that transpired that caused the defeat. And we're going to talk about that when we look at chapter 7. I think it's, what went on in chapter 7 and the harshness of the penalty makes a lot of people aghast at, that Yah can do such a thing. But we'll talk about and raise some points and talk about that whole chapter in another study. But that's what I'm looking at this week. I'm trying to get through the book of Joshua and then doing some other things, living life. Lots of things going on in my world. But I'll end this video just with this, that we've always got to be prayerful for ourselves, our family, people that we come across, our country, our leaders, even though most of them, we talk about the corruption and all that goes along with it. It still doesn't stop me from praying to Yah that many of these people would see, that his word transcends all understanding, and that they must repent and turn from their evil ways and accept him. While there is still breath in their lungs. And so I was walking Teddy yesterday afternoon, and a neighbor that I haven't seen in a while, he actually lives right behind me, but I haven't physically seen him. He came driving by and stopped at the stop sign. I was, on the side there with Teddy, and I waved to him. I knew who he was. His name's Jacob. And he rolled down his window, asked how I was doing. And I said, good. I said, how is your family? He's got some younger kids. I think one of his kids has autism or some kind of physical disability. So I asked him how they were doing, and he said great. But he asked me for just out of the clear blue sky, asked me for a prayer request. Hey, can you pray for my mother, Myra? She's in Texas, and she's just got noted or alerted that she has stage 4 cancer. And then he went on to tell me, that it was spreading and where it was going. And I asked him if she was getting treatment, and he said that, she's undergoing chemo, but I guess they're, I don't know if it's working, something to that extent. And I said I would lift her up in prayer, and when I went in from the dog walk, I added her to my prayer list and what he said to me, so that way I could begin to pray for her to be healed, for his family, and for everything that's going on there. And so many of us today have prayer requests, things that are going on in our lives. Could be maybe a job, a sickness, a marital instability, you're not getting along, people getting along in age like I am, and coming down with, different, ailments, and understanding that they're not, young again, and that they can't do the things they once did, and then seeing all the stuff going on in the news and in the world, and with these medical things that are taking place, these pandemics and future ones that are being discussed. It's enough to really drive a person crazy. And I don't know what people do that are not grounded and rooted in Yah's truth, and actually, dedicated to him and following him, and through Messiah. I don't know what those people, or how those people carry on in their lives, or how they get by. And I could see how addictions like, drugs and alcohol and stuff like that can take hold of somebody. Just the sheer inability to grasp what's going on and what's taking place around us. And so my point is that we need to be prayerful. We need to be thankful for our life, where we are at this point, that we have breath in our lungs. Even though, yes, we have problems in this world and in this country, we still can go to the throne and we still can petition Yah for prayer, for change, for the better, and also to keep us in his covering, under his wing, reaching out to us with his righteous right hand to lead us, to guide us while we are going through this tribulation or this turmoil that's going on in the world. And so my word today is stay dedicated to him. If you're not, or haven't been, or been backsliding, get back on track. If you don't know him, take a look into the scriptures. And it doesn't matter which book you turn to, Messiah is on every page, you'll find him. And begin to understand that you do not direct your life. You are not in control of everything. Relinquish control to him and ask him to reveal himself, to make himself known, and he will. And so that's what I wanted to talk today while we have some coffee and I enjoy some downtime with the doggies. Pray for Myra today. Lift her up in prayer. And anyone else that you think needs to be lifted up, you could let us know on the channel. We'll be sure to lift them up in prayer. And pray for yourself, for wisdom, for guidance, for revelation. Anthony signing off. Yah bless everybody. Have a great day. Take care.